Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today we are at my desk. I want to have my laptop to hand because, as you can see by the title, I want to talk about colour seasonal analysis. And more specifically, I want to talk to you a little bit about my experience with it. But before we get started, hi, my name is Sabrina. I create largely fashion and beauty content here on YouTube, but sometimes I throw in grocery hauls or just vlogs or whatever I really fancy, and I upload every Thursday. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Back to colour analysis. If you're here, you've probably heard about seasonal colour analysis before, especially because it's all over TikTok and it's all over YouTube. So if you are on TikTok, you've probably seen the filter that has different colours around you for the different seasons: spring, summer, autumn and winter. You may have seen people having fabric draped over them as well. But I've actually got booked in for me tomorrow a in-person colour analysis. Now, disclaimer quickly, it is gifted to me. I'm going to give you my honest opinion, and the whole premise of analysing your skin and grouping it into different seasons is from a book called Colour Me Perfect, which came out, I want to say, in the 80s, but I could be wrong. And initially it looks at your skin tone, whether you're cool or warm, and then also if you have light or dark features, and then it will group you into a season. Some colour analysis experts, I don't know what to call it, they also have different subcategories within each season, and I'm really hoping mine does, because from what I've seen online, that seems to be more accurate. And a lot of the criticism about this technique is that initially it was very much aimed at white women. People claim that it has changed a little bit and it now works for any colour, whether you're male or female, but I don't personally know how accurate that is. You may have seen that they drape colours over people. So for example, a warm blue and a cool blue. Supposedly, depending on your own colouring, one colour will either make you look radiant and alive and bright and glowy, and the other colour will make you look dull and tired and just not as good as supposedly you could look. Now, as I mentioned, I have my colour analysis booked in for tomorrow, and it's with Fiona Ingham. There was a few different locations in London, and I picked this one because it's near my mum's house, and it's a 2.5 hour in-person appointment. I don't currently know how much it costs. Definitely go to the outro and I'll discuss that, because I feel like price has to be a big factor in this. I've been asked to go with no makeup, a way of tying up my hair, and also to not wear a high neckline. I am honestly really looking forward to the appointment. I want to know what doesn't suit me. Of course I do want to know what suits me, but I think it will be quite limiting to only wear the colours that do suit you. But I think it's quite freeing to know what colours don't suit you. That means that I would be able to curate my wardrobe more easily and not indulge in trends that are just trends, and that I won't like long term. And also not buy things that might make me feel crap and therefore not gravitate towards and not wear enough. I think I will be a warm spring. Maybe I want to be a warm spring, but maybe I'll be an autumn. I think I'll be warm. But we'll see. I think I'll be a bit sad if I am a cool tone, because I do typically like warm colours. I'll be shocked if I'm a cool colour, to be honest. Let's go find out if that's true, and I'll see you tomorrow when I'm going for my colour analysis. Good morning. So today is day of my colour analysis. I'm really looking forward to it, weirdly. And actually, I think I know roughly what I am. I think I'm probably an autumn. I think I am is it dark autumn? That's what I think I am. Yes, I think yesterday I thought it was spring, but then I decided I'm an autumn. I basically think I'm a warm colour. So I've got no makeup on because that's what I've been asked to not wear any makeup. This appointment's 2.5 hours, which is quite a long one. But I am now off to Primrose Hill, which... Okay, so you've got some colour on your hair. Yeah. And this is natural. It's quite dark brown. The top is very much my... Okay. So we'll try and concentrate on that bit. If you let yourself, would you tan on your face? I know we all cover up now, but I would never get a tan, whatever, you know, but would you? No, I think I would, yeah. Look to me as if you would. Yeah. Right, so looking at your colouring, I have to choose a word to describe it, and I can choose very fair colouring, or very bright colouring, or very soft colouring, or deep colouring, and with your hair, your eyebrows, your eyes, deep would be the most logical. I will compare the autumn colours to the winter colours. From this, all I want to get is whether you are above the line or below the line. I'll let you have a look. You are allowed to say what you like throughout. Okay. That's absolutely fine. I'll make the final decision. Okay. So don't worry. Is that okay for you? Absolutely. You don't mind? First of all, here we go with a warm look, an autumn look. Cream.
and a jacket in brown. What we're looking for with the first look is which looks more chic, or does either look like a uniform, or do you sink down into either? And here we go for the pure white.
I feel like it's hard for me to not just pick the ones that I like.
That you like,
most.
that's what happens with the neutrals. I think people are always swayed by the one they like. Pinks now really telling on the skin. A magenta versus a coral. And with these, try not to think what you like or what you expect or whatever. So here's a warm autumn coral magenta.
Maybe this pink?
The autumn's rust, raspberry. There's a huge difference.
I know, but I don't know which one to
I'll keep putting a few more on.
Okay.
Yeah. Red. We won't put on the middle red because we know that'll be fine. But here's a warm red. The blue-based carmine.
Maybe this? No, I don't know. I just don't know.
I'll put one more on and then I'll tell you. So going on the darkest, so if this is right, it should look very earthy, very rich, very expensive. It's chestnut. Is that better, or is the bluer tone better of the burgundy?
I think maybe the burgundy, but...
Yeah, you got it, you got it. The cool ones are better.
Okay.
Absolutely. That one is right, putting a bit of pink in the skin, which looks good. That one, putting a bit too much yellow in the skin. You're a bit tired under the eyes, and a bit dark shadows around the mouth, and the lips don't look as good. Excellent. And can you see the jawline?
Yeah.
Disappears. This looks very bright and a bit cheap. And you'd see the dress coming. You wouldn't really see, whoops, you wouldn't see you. So whereas if I go back to that one, it's lovely. Raspberry is good compared to rust. It looks very drab.
I think like the issue is that I obviously came with like preconceived ideas.
Yes.
And also like I wear just gold jewellery.
Oh,
so I guess
okay.
in theory I should be wearing silver.
Well, we'll be taking that further.
Okay.
So don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. You came thinking this would be better, did you?
I came thinking I'd be a warm colour.
Yes.
Yeah. I came thinking I'd probably be an autumn.
Yes. And can you see that you're not?
Yeah, I think
so far. I'll show you a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more to show you that. And look at the coral below.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is terrible.
Yeah, it's not good at all. The navy and white look smart.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the brown and cream look like a bit like some old uniform, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
This one doesn't look bad on anyone.
Mm-hmm.
The warm kingfisher.
I hate blue.
You hate blue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my one colour I don't wear.
Okay.
I would probably wear this sort of blue. I just don't like a pale blue.
Okay.
This I would definitely wear.
Yeah. Well, that one is better
Okay.
for you.
Is this one a winter blue?
This is autumn, and we're
Okay.
still doing autumn winter.
Okay.
Is it? And that one is okay, but this one is much better. Here's an earthy green, an autumn versus an emerald.
This is the sort of green I would typically go for if I was going to like
This one?
a wedding, yeah.
Oh, good.
Because my mum told me this is the colour that suits me.
It does. It does. Can you see that's good?
Yeah.
What do you think about the earthy greens?
It just makes my skin look off
They're-
colour, yeah.
They're, for the cool base people, they're one of the worst things,
Okay.
you see. Anything earthy, and now the fashion writers are writing about wear khaki, wear olives, wear, if you're cool, best not to. Bright Kerry green that springs and autumns can both do that kind of look.
I don't think this is as bad as the khaki though.
No, not quite as
Okay.
bad, I think, because it's got the brightness and then the forest. Show you two neutral colours, pale neutrals, and we'll go into the deeper neutrals later. So anything beigey, camely, khaki, coffee won't be good, whereas the greys will be better. So can you sort of see from that the cool ones are better?
Yeah.
And then we'll do the next step. Okay, so if I whiz them off quickly, and you should be seeing the face looking really good, then not so good. So difference if you go from that to that. And then look at this olive.
Yeah. So my face turns a bit green with this one, I think.
Yeah. And the dark shadows under the eyes come in with that one. Okay, so can you definitely see?
I think so.
Are cool.
I think so, but I think it's going to take a while for me to like, get used to that.
Yes. No blue is going to look dreadful on a cool base person.
So I had my colour analysis last week, and I thought I would kind of take the week to gather my thoughts. But if you've been here a while, you know that I often have lots of thoughts and I try to get them out as quickly as possible. I'm going to try and take this slowly, so let's see how this goes. As you saw from the video, I went to Fiona's studio. It's in Primrose Hill, which lovely area. It's in her basement, which I'll come to in a little bit, because I do think that one of the very few cons, because honestly I really enjoyed the whole experience, but as I mentioned, it's a long appointment. It's 2.5 hours. It doesn't really feel like 2.5 hours whilst we're there. She started by like talking me through the whole like concept of seasonal colour analysis. She spoke me through the board. She showed me a book that showed colours against other colours. Annoyingly, I can't remember the artist's name. I'm going to look for it, but if I find it, I'm going to insert it because it really blew my mind. But if I do find it, the two small squares in the picture are both the same colour, but due to the colour behind them, they look totally different. And honestly, that really helped sell me on the whole premise. I feel like I wasn't overly sceptical going in, because I know that there are colours that suit me, but I feel like because I had sceptical people in my life, especially like boys, like my brother and my partner, they just think it's crazy. I really truly think it's legit. But Fiona was amazing. She has 30 years experience in this, over 30 years, which is pretty impressive. And actually, I went from Fiona onto another event, and coincidentally there was a House of Colour representative there, and she was telling me that Fiona is pretty infallible. But as you saw from the video, she said that the word that she would use to describe me is, I think she said deep, and then from that she analysed autumn and winter, and like I said, I really thought I was going to be a warm colour, but either autumn or spring. She went through and she pretty quickly decided that actually I am a cool winter, which blew my mind. And actually, as you might be able to see from the video, when she first told me, I feel like I was a bit disappointed, and I really think that like my whole emotions in the whole consultation were really kind of like all over the place, which I know sounds ridiculous, but something that I thought I've known my whole life, that I'm a warm tone, is in fact a lie, and I'm actually a cool tone. I do think it's because sometimes in makeup it doesn't correlate that well, and sometimes I think that the people who are analysing our skin for makeup aren't that skilled, or at least not as skilled as Fiona. And I thought that because I tan relatively well, I must be warm, but that simply isn't true. And actually, I've since googled some celebrities who are also cool winters, and they are kind of similar colourings to me, and now I feel like it all makes sense. Now, when I first sat down with Fiona, the first thing I noticed was how true to her colours she remains. Her tights were navy blue, which blew my mind. I mean, it makes perfect sense because navy blue just works so much better with her whole wardrobe than a black would, but that level of detail really, I guess, impressed me that she was so invested in the whole thing. But I will say that Fiona, it seems very strict with it all, and seems to believe that really you shouldn't wear the colours that aren't recommended for you, whereas I kind of think maybe you should take this as a guide but not stick to it 100%. Unlike body categorization, which was really popular in like the 90s, your season is very unlikely to change. I asked Fiona, does it ever change, and she said pretty much no. She found that her child changed from like the age of 5 to the age of 15, but post being 15 his colours never changed. That really surprised me, because I assume that when you start to lose the pigmentation in your hair and your skin colour starts to change as you get older, I thought that would change it, but Fiona said that that's not the case. That makes me believe this is an even better investment, because this information will hopefully still be relevant to me in 30 years. It's not about making you feel crap like body categorization does a little bit. For example, I'm probably typically a pear shape, so I would get dressed to hide my thighs, yes, enhance my waist, but probably hide my thighs would be like the big thing, whereas this is just really to enhance how you look, and it's not really like trying to hide bad things, it's just trying to make the goods look better. So the House of Colour consultation is very thorough, and I think that's why you pay a slight premium for it. But I've seen other videos about their colour consultation. It doesn't seem quite as thorough as this. For starters, I got a fan. Comes in a little pouch, which is cute. This is my winter fan, and in it comes 36 colours, which supposedly look great on me. And also at the back, added in the other seasons, so that if you do pick up a yellow and you're not sure if it's yours, you can have a look if actually it features in one of the other seasons and not in yours. And although 36 colours might sound quite limiting, the idea is that any colour between these would also suit me, and any colour between these pinks would also suit me, and again, like any red between this would suit me. Looking at this, I really don't suit oranges. There's not a single orange, I don't think. Nope. There's not a single like khaki colour. There's not a single brown. There's a burgundy, but there's not a brown. There are some greens, but there's not tons and tons of greens. There are 2 yellows, but they are these 2 just at the bottom, and they are quite light. There's definitely not a mustard in here. On Just From Being a Winter, Fiona said I am a sultry winter. I think that probably correlates with other colour analysis as a dark or deep winter, which makes total sense. I was never going to be a light because I do have very dark features. I also left with this little booklet, which is Colour for Women, the Winter Spectrum. And honestly, this is very in-depth. It talks about what sort of colours suit me. So clear, bright, vivid and icy colours suit me. I'm the only season that can wear black, which honestly, although supposedly I can't wear silver, which kind of broke my heart, the fact that I could wear black, and the only season that can wear black, really kind of saved that. I can wear pure white. I love wearing pure white. I can wear greys, which kind of new to me. Can't wear browns. Blues, yes, but not really light blues, which I've always said that light blues don't suit me, so makes total sense. Purples, apparently purples suit almost everyone. Pinks, deep fuchsias, magentas, shocking pinks, but not pale pinks. I'm totally okay with that. I do have some pale pink, but yellow, only the acid yellow, like I said. Red's great, not so much a orangey red, fine. And light colours, just not so much. Maybe like an ice colour, but not really like a baby blue colour. How to use your spectrum. It talks like through neutrals, through basics, your face, your wardrobe. I have had a read through this, but I feel like I haven't had an in-depth. It talks about hair colour. Really interesting. I had my hair covered. I'm sure you saw that in the video that I was wearing a funny little head covering. That's because I have warmth in my hair, and she wanted to hide that and just have my natural colour, because this changes. Really, the point of this is to find what suits your natural self. And actually, I've since been back to my hairdresser and asked her to cool it down slightly, and I think it is a little bit cooler, and I think that's something I'm going to bear in mind going forward. So I've already made changes. Glasses, it says don't go for browns. I've been going for tortoiseshell for years and years, and recently I've changed to black, and I've really been liking it pre this consultation, so I'm going to carry on with that. Then it talks about jewellery. Like I said, platinum, white gold or silver is my tone. I'm going to take this with a pinch of salt. I told Fiona that I love wearing gold, and I think because Fiona is such a purist when it comes to this, she kind of said basically unfortunately it doesn't suit you, whereas I was speaking to someone else after, and she said, look, if you want to wear gold as like a fashion thing, great, but silver is your colour. And I'm going to keep wearing gold, but honestly I think I'm going to start introducing some silver into my wardrobe. At the moment I have almost zero silver, but my next watch, for example, is going to be a silver and gold watch. I don't think I'll make the switch completely over, but I think I might start mixing metals, which is something I just didn't really think I was going to say because I am such a gold girl. But if it doesn't suit me, then I'm gonna at least give it a go. Then it talks about makeup, which is something I will come back to in a second. Then it talks about colour combinations, making your wardrobe work, and then I have a colour rating for my palette, which is so incredibly in-depth, because although I am a winter, I'm a very specific type of winter, and within that category everyone's a little bit different. So Fiona went through and decided whether I could wear head to toe in that colour, whether I should only wear 75, 50% or 25, and rated that between outstanding, excellent, good and very good. So my outstanding colours for 100% are indigo, royal purple, lobelia, magenta, raspberry, damson, burgundy, carmine, dark emerald and pine green. And then there are other colours that maybe don't look as good on me as they would on other winters. So for example, something like mole, stone or acid yellow, not as good on me as they would be on some other winters. I actually think I've got a lot to play with here, and I was really impressed by how in-depth this is. And obviously it's just good to know. Like for example, for white, Fiona decided I would look good in 75% white, so something that sort of shows a little bit of skin. So I'm assuming something like this. I love a pure white, especially in summer. To be honest, I probably am unlikely to wear a white coat with white jeans and white shoes in winter, so that makes total sense. By my family and friends, I've been asked a lot, am I going to make changes? And honestly, I was wearing so many of these colours already, especially to things like weddings, because often my mum, typically, maybe not so much now, but before, she'd really help me pick the dresses I would wear to weddings. And turns out she's only ever picks a colour that suits me. I think she just has an eye for that. And I've worn pinks like the ones that it suggested, greens, burgundies, blues, which makes me think even more that this really does work. There are a few things in my wardrobe that I really love as an item of clothing, but when I put it on, I just don't feel incredible in it. I just feel fine. I've got an orange dress, really lovely dress, just don't feel incredible in it. I just think it's really average. I've got this yellow cord. I love a cord, but I just don't feel that great in this one. And now I think it really is because of the colour. On the other hand, I thought I really didn't suit blue, but I have this one blue cord that I wear in the summer so much, and it's just a really casual cord. I just love wearing it, and again, I think it's because of the colour. Obviously the shape comes into it a little bit as well, but I think actually blue might be my colour. In terms of getting rid of things in my wardrobe, I don't think I'm going to get rid of any of those items, unless I truly don't find that I'm wearing it, or that it kind of doesn't fit. If it doesn't fit that well and it's not my colours, I'm going to get rid of it. And honestly, I really do think I want to have a big clear out. There's a few things that are kind of like more expensive or just nice that aren't my colours that I'm going to keep. But long term, I think this is my new colour palette. I think for summer I can wear whites, I can wear pinks, I can wear blues, I can wear some greens. In winter, I can definitely wear these more like bright greens, bright blues, bright reds. Oh, red, I love a red. Very, very happy to see a red in here. Let's talk about cons. I kind of have two. One, I don't think Fiona's lighting was the best. I'm so sorry. I honestly thought this was such an incredible consultation, but I think the lighting let it down ever so slightly. Just very overhead lighting. You can see in my filming, not the best lighting. I just think lighting can really make a big difference. The other thing is the makeup. I think Fiona will be the first person to say that she's not as skilled in makeup as she is in fashion. I think the products kind of let her down as well. When I wanted to pick a pink, the pink that was suited to me was shimmery, which kind of just screams old lady in my opinion. I think that's something that the brand should really look at updating, because there's loads of colours, but honestly I loved none of them because they just felt old-fashioned. And actually, talking about makeup, that's something I love warm makeup, and I think that's something I'm gonna have to teach myself. If not move completely to cool makeup, at least move to a more neutral toned makeup. So not wearing like orangey eyes or orange blush, orange lipstick. I thought I liked that, but actually on me I never really thought it was wow. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, that's okay. And now again, that makes total sense. Apparently I shouldn't really wear bronzer, which blows my mind. I'm gonna see if maybe I can get like a nice cool tone like contour that I can just add a little bit of shape to my face. And it also doesn't mean that I'm never gonna wear a bronzer. I'm just gonna try and make sure that it's not too orangey, and honestly I have no idea what I'm going to wear on my eyes. Definitely something I need to look into, because I do often wear browns and warm tones, so I don't know what the alternative is, because I don't want to wear grey. I feel like grey sometimes can be a bit old-fashioned in my opinion, so stay tuned to see what I end up going for. I do think this is going to be an ongoing process. I do think there's going to be a lot of changes. I don't think anyone else is going to notice dramatically. I think this allows for me to curate what I own. I'm gonna get rid of my bright orange blushes. They don't suit me. They don't really serve me, I don't think. I don't need to have them. There's so many other options in terms of blush that I could wear. I love a red lip. I need to wear them more. I'm after a berry lipstick. My mum has one that I really like from Bare Minerals. I tried to steal it off her. I was like, oh, like, can I please have this? And she literally was like, no way. And now finally the price, which I think is super important, because I don't spend my money willy-nilly. Firstly, I did not pay for this. This was a gifted opportunity, but as always my opinions are completely honest. That doesn't tint my view. This consultation with Fiona is about the £250 mark. I think it might be like £257 or £247, but it's definitely around the £250 mark. I think she is on the higher end of this. And I think even with House of Colour, sometimes it's a bit cheaper. She just seems to be one of the best. But with other companies, I've noticed that it can be a little bit cheaper. A lot of people say don't do it online because it's just not as accurate. Also, there are apps that kind of show you it. From my experience, on me, it picked out cool winter straight away. But on my cousins who have very, very different skin tone to me and like very, very light eyes, it picked cool winter too, because honestly, like, lighting is so hard to get right. So I don't think those work, and you don't really get enough information from those. You don't get a fan and a booklet. You don't get an in-depth explanation of your colour in the same way catered to you. £250 is a lot of money, but I really think for a lot of people this is worth it. In my head I have a lot of people who I just think would really benefit from this, because A, they have a little bit of disposable income. If you have a little bit of disposable income and next week you're not going to be like, oh crap, I wish I hadn't spent £250, I really need it, then I really think that this is worth it, because I think it could affect the rest of your life, which I know sounds so like over dramatic, but we all know that wearing a beautiful dress to someone's wedding just makes you feel great. And if it can offer you that, I think it's worth the money, especially if you think about it over the next 40-50 years. They also offer like joint appointments, which come out slightly cheaper if you want to do it with your mum, with your partner, with your best friend. Really lovely way to spend an afternoon, I think, or a morning. I really enjoyed it. I think you'll see a lot more content from me that's based around me being a cool winter. I'm really looking forward to exploring, to clearing out my wardrobe, clearing out my makeup, and streamlining everything that I own so that it all suits me and makes me feel great. One other thing I'm gonna quickly say is that the other thing I do feel that I sometimes find colours hard. So I don't always know if it's a cool toned or a warm toned blue, for example. I can kind of tell with some colours, like red's a little bit easier because they tend to lean orange, but with blues I can't always see that. And I think like I have a decent understanding of colour. I've worked within beauty for many years, and also I have an A-level in art. You'd think I'd understand colour completely. I don't really, and I feel like if I don't understand it, then so many other people wouldn't either, which is why this is great, but also why it just takes practice. I have also seen that other companies that offer a similar service also sent a PDF, which I think is useful. Not to replace the fan, because I think having something in your hand that you can really compare to a colour is great, but just that you have on your phone, if this isn't to hand, you go out, you don't think you're going shopping but you end up going shopping, just to have that to hand I think would be great and wouldn't really cost House of Colour that much. So I really think that would be a great addition. I would really recommend having this done. They also offer another like style consultation, which is I think about $450, and that also sounds very interesting. I think it's much longer, but I would start here if you just need a little bit of a pick-me-up, if you just feel a bit lost, which honestly I really did feel lost within my wardrobe, and I really hope that this can help. I think I'm going to do a year on, see how it's affected my life, but expect lots of content from me over the next couple of weeks about my colour. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I will try my best to answer them, and if I can't answer them, I will ask Fiona. I really enjoyed filming this video. I just had such a great experience with it. Like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll see you all next Thursday. I think I'm going to be clearing out my wardrobe because of my colour analysis. See you then. Bye.